Did we have anything to cover out of the NFL world?
We did not. No big news from the NFL world. They've been pretty quiet as everyone is still trying to figure out what their roster looks like, especially after training camp is sort of going.
Yeah, I think we're in the lull between OTAs and like proper training camp now, so
Yep.
that checks out. Well, I guess that leaves nothing else but our closing quiz then, huh?
Oh, what a closing quiz I have for you with a small wrinkle.
Oh boy, wrinkles.
We love some wrinkles.
We love to wrinkle up our segments.
Yep.
All right, what do we got this week?
I have 4 questions on this closing quiz here, and
no.
1 trap card that you will fall into here.
Oh boy.
So
I love that I invented a trap card.
yes. So this week, in honor of our sports closing and championships, this sports quiz is going to be all about the appearances in each of the respective sports championship.
Okay.
So we will start off in the NHL, and we are looking for the team with the most appearances in a Stanley Cup. Your options are the Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Mm-hmm.
the Boston Bruins, one of the originals,
Mm-hmm.
the Montreal Canadiens, with the wrong spelling of Canadian, might I add,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the Chicago Blackhawks. Which one of these teams has the most appearances?
I believe those are all original 6 teams. My original guess before I heard the options, which is what I'm going to go with, just follow my gut here, is Canadians.
Canadians do have the most appearances. I do believe they have like 33 different appearances, and they have 21 trophies back before they got done cursed.
Yep, a lot of them are in those early days of original 6. And what do you expect? That's the home of the game.
Good. Started off easy. Figured you might know that one. Let's move over to the next one you may know. We're looking in the MLB.
Okay.
Of course, we know that the Yankees have the most appearances in the MLB. That's not a shock to anyone, especially with their 20-some wins to their name.
Yep, just on wins alone, we kind of know they've got it by a fair margin.
Indeed. So who has the second most appearances next to our beloved Yankees here?
Now, that's a pretty good dastardly one.
Yes, indeed. Is it going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers / the Brooklyn Dodgers / the however many different names that we learned about?
/ the Grays / Bridegrooms / Robins
/ back to the Bridegrooms.
Yes. Okay.
That team, or is it going to be our Boston Red Sox, the rival San Francisco Giants, or one of the originals, the Detroit Tigers? Which one of these teams follow the Yankees in appearances?
Second most World Series appearances?
Yes.
Ooh. Now that's a tricky one because, as we covered, the Dodgers have a long history. The Giants are kind of in a similar nature of they had a long history before moving to California. And then the Red Sox, who notoriously did not get to the World Series for quite a long time. I think I'm going to, or is that the trap card? I have to be wary of the trap card now for all the other ones. Ah, what a devious web you've woven here. Let's say Dodgers.
You are correct. It is the Dodgers, in fact. The Yankees have a ton of World Series appearances. The Dodgers have the most right next to them with 11.
Oh, yeah, right next to them.
Yep, right next to them.
I mean, that's a lot for any other franchise if you don't look at the 27.
Yeah, it's tough. Going on, the next sport we have is the NFL. Which
Okay.
one of these teams has the most appearances in a Super Bowl? Is it the Pittsburgh Steelers, who we know have a lot of trophies?
Yep.
New England Patriots also have a lot of trophies. The Dallas Cowboys, they've been there quite a few times. Or our beloved Denver Broncos.
Ooh, as much as I'd love to say it's the Broncos, they have 6. The Steelers have like 6 trophies altogether, don't they?
I believe they have, 6
Something
or
like
6 or
that.
8. I can't remember which one of the even
And
numbers.
yeah, Brady delivered quite a lot, although not all of them with the Patriots. And what was my other option?
The Cowboys.
Cowboys. I don't think I consider them in the competition.
Remember, we're not looking for winners, just how many times
How
have they
many
been
times
to
they've been.
How many times have they been to the dance? They're not the prom king, but they are there. They made it to the dance.
I'm going to take a wild swing on this one and say this is the trap card, and it's a Buffalo Bills as the answer.
It is not. It is, in fact,
Damn.
they're the rivals, the Pittsburgh Patriots. Or not the Pittsburgh Patriots, the New England Patriots. Mixing all these teams in my head. The New England Patriots are our winner there, in fact.
Okay,
They
I
have
did
the-
kind of hate or not want to have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to acknowledge it. They do have the most appearances. They have been up there in most trophies now that Brady left his legacy there with Bill Belichick, unfortunately.
Yeah, that checks out.
And of course, it wouldn't be the same without my NBA. Which one of these teams has the most appearances? Is it going to be the Golden State Warriors, which we know they've been a lot in the past few years, in
Very
fact.
recently have been a lot.
The Boston Celtics, they've been a lot through history. That they have had some good starts.
Right. Different eras.
Different eras. Is it going to be the New York Knicks? They had a very, very good start to the whole basketball thing. The end here has been a little cursed, if I may say so myself. Or is it going to be the Los Angeles Lakers, who just recently sold?
Well, I want to say, based on my slight knowledge of basketball history, I think the Celtics have the opportunity the most. So I'm just going to say they have the most.
They do have the most trophies, but appearances go to the Lakers, actually. The Lakers have made it there a few more times than the Boston Celtics. It is close. Should note the Boston Celtics' last win last season did put them over the Lakers by 1 trophy.
Nice.
So they are trying to recoup that, but the Lakers do have them in
most
overall
appearances.
Championships. Now, my wrinkle, I decided to do something a little fun, in fact. We're going to go back to the NHL world.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you blind rank these 5 players, these 5 Avalanche players that have played for us.
Oh boy.
1 through 5, your ranking of them, however you want to rank them based on personal preference as that hockey player. I'll let you choose, decide, and you can sort of explain your thinking. But you will not get to know. You have to place them before you get to hear the next person.
Okay. In a ranking of top 5.
In a ranking of top 5.
Okay, well, this is gonna be interesting. Let's hear where you're starting.
Let's hear. Number 1 is going to be Paul Stastny.
Paulie Stastny, Paulie Walnuts. I'm gonna put him in at number 4.
Number 4. Alrighty. Next after him is Eric Johnson.
Ooh, EJ, the Condor. Let's slot him in the 5 spot.
Interesting. Next we have beloved Claude Lemieux.
Oh, Claude. Okay. Claude will go into the 3 spot.
Sure. So 1 and 2 left.
1 and 2 left.
Matt Duchene, who we know we just gave some money to.
Yeah, interesting list you've put together. Matty Duchene. Boy, what devious trap am I about to step right into for who's going to take the number 1 spot? Matt Duchene takes the 2 spot.
Okay, so your number 1 is in fact going to be Cody McLeod.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, Cody McLeod can take the 1 spot for sure.
What is your ranking here?
Sort of just favorites in terms of, I think, I mean, not necessarily contribution. If I could go back, I would shuffle him a little bit. But Cody McLeod was an Av for life, was one of those just like grinder guys. He wasn't going to put up a ton of numbers, but he would absolutely throw down the gloves for anyone, any night. None of his teeth were his own or were real anymore, but he laid it out on the line for like 10 years in a row with that number 55 on his back. Cody McLeod's a gamer. Matt Duchene, I still think probably ranks pretty high on this list just in terms of point production. Like he was a face of the team for a fair while. And that's where I think maybe Paul Stastny might slide up ahead. I think if I re-rank this, I would bump EJ to 3, Stastny to 4, Claude Lemieux to 5. As much as Claude Lemieux is a great hockey player overall, but his period with the Avs was just not as long as anyone else on this list. Paul Stastny had an excellent beginning of his career, even though we wanted him to be like a Nathan MacKinnon at the time, and he just wasn't a Nathan MacKinnon.
No, he was a hell of a hockey player, but not. He was good, but not great.
Exactly, and he went on to have a very good, solid second half of his career as a bit of a journeyman, which I think he's just now finished, or is still. He was like with the Winnipeg Jets a couple years ago.
It feels like he's been away longer than he was with us now at this point.
Yeah, he is no longer, I think, a career Av, although the Stastnys have a long and storied history with our franchise. And then EJ gets the 3 spot because he actually, he won a cup. Duchene and Stastny haven't, but I don't think McLeod did either. Come to think of it, I think he missed out on the 0-1 window. So, but my ranking is a little arbitrary and whatnot.
Sure. Now, can you tell me what all these people have in common?
Interesting. Other than having played for the Avs.
Yes.
Paul Stastny, Cody McLeod, Matt Duchene, Eric Johnson. Claude Lemieux. I don't think they were all first-round draft picks.
They're not.
A few of them were. I don't think they've all worn number 55.
No, that's a horrendous number too.
It's
That's only for the Gooners, which
They don't all play the same position. You've got a mix of forwards and defensemen. Well, EJ's the one defenseman. Is it a? They're all missing teeth.
I think that's true for most hockey players. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's a safe bet.
That in fact, these all have been assistant captains.
Okay, yeah. I could have gotten there maybe.
Yeah.
They have all worn the A.
They have all worn the A at some point in their career for the Colorado Avalanche.
That absolutely checks out, yeah. Claude was wearing the A right at the get-go in 96. McLeod was an A for a good portion of his career. Matt Duchene, some people thought he had the unfortunate timing of overlapping with Landy.
Yeah, the bad timing of overlapping with sort of the old regime and sort of coming in with the new regime.
Yeah, a bit of a shame. So he was never going to get more than the A. EJ wore it in all of his. It took, I think, maybe like a year from when he got traded over for him to start wearing an A. That was a good one.
Thank you very much.